With this, though, breaking here at 4 o'clock this afternoon, Fort Worth has made its pick now for the city's next police chief, and this is a familiar face here in North Texas.
Former Dallas Police Chief Eddie Garcia will now lead the Fort Worth Police Department. Sources tell WFAA, as well as the city statement, that he's been offered the job. Garcia began his law enforcement career in 1992. He was hired as Dallas's police chief in February of 2021. He retired last fall to join former Dallas city manager and current Austin city manager TC Broadnax as an assistant city manager in Austin. Well, now he's back in North Texas and ready to replace former Fort Worth police chief Neil Noakes. Our Adriana D'Alba is joining us live from Fort Worth with what his priorities will be as the city's 28th police chief. Adriana.
Hey, well, Fort Worth's new top cop is no stranger to DFW. Eddie Garcia is a name with a proven track record. Garcia has been chosen to lead a department of nearly 1,900 officers in Fort Worth. The former Dallas police chief earning the spot over Fort Worth interim police chief Robert Aldridge and former Dallas police deputy chief Vernon Hale. Garcia is celebrated for driving a multi-year decline in violent crime in Dallas while he was chief there. The selection process in Fort Worth took 6 months. City Manager Jay Chapa saying they looked at more than 50 candidates from all across the country. And Garcia told WFAA today that his return to law enforcement in North Texas will focus on 3 top priorities: violent crime reduction, stronger community engagement, and boosting officer morale. The announcement of his hiring, quite the shift from what we heard during his exit interview when he left Dallas.
I'm fortunate enough, again, that my last badge says Dallas Police. I'm proudest more of that than I am of the 4 stars, that I was a member of this police department, which is a tremendous police department.
Yeah, in that police chief forum last week, Garcia actually said that he missed law enforcement, that this work is in his blood, and that he was eager to put that uniform back on, this time in a new community to him and with a new, renewed role. Back to you.
This is a move, of course, that comes at a critical time for the city as it continues to wrestle with issues of crime and trust between law enforcement and the communities they serve. Joining us this afternoon is Corey Session, a longtime Fort Worth community activist. Corey, thanks so much for being with us here this afternoon. First off, just want to get your reaction to the announcement of Eddie Garcia as the new chief of police.
Thank you for having me. I would say I'm very pleased that Eddie Garcia is going to be joining the Fort Worth Police Department. It is definitely going to be an asset. Some of the things he was able to do in Dallas, I look forward to him being implemented in the city of Fort Worth.
Okay, so you've been very vocal about police accountability. What do you think needs to happen under Chief Garcia's leadership to help build trust, especially in communities of color in Fort Worth?
The continuation of immediate transparency, that was something that he, as well as all the other 2 candidates at the last week police forum, touched on. But he was a little bit more insistent about, once something happens, if police are right, we're going to be right. When the police are wrong, he's going to call them out when they're wrong and hold them accountable. That's something I appreciated hearing from him. He also brought up about only way he knows how to be a police chief is to have a citizens review board and oversight. So he was welcoming to that. Fort Worth does currently have a police monitor, but one of the things we recommended on the Race and Culture Commission was to have a citizens review board. That did not happen, but Chief Garcia is open to that. So that's another feather in his hat, I'll say, for transparency and creating and building trust in the city of Fort Worth.
Corey, can you sort of lay it out for us here? What do you think should be the new chief's immediate priorities, though, when it comes to addressing crime in Fort Worth?
Bringing down the level of crime. There's been a number of violent crimes in Fort Worth, a larger city. We just surpassed 1 million residents, and we're going to continue to grow. Is to continue to bring down crime, to bring down response times, to lower them, and to increase the police force. We need more police officers. A lot of our officers are overworked and underpaid, but a lot of those things have to do with a better community. And I think he can unify the police department and the city to help bring a better cohesiveness between the 2.
Corey, if you had a chance to sit down with the chief, I mean, you might be sitting down with him right now. He might be watching this right now. What would you say directly to him?
I had a chance to speak with him last week, but I would tell him, hey, you have the job now. it's time to get to work. And I believe he's going to immediately get to work, because that's one of the things I told him initially is we need somebody that can hit the ground running. If it's going to be you, we expect you to take off running and do some of the things and bring down crime and build trust back in our community.
Great perspective there. Application time is over. If you've got the job, you got the job. You got to hit that ground running. Corey, thanks so much for taking the time with us. Really appreciate your perspective this afternoon.
Thank you.
Our crime and investigative reporter, Rebecca Lopez, broke this news this afternoon. She's going to have much more on this, as well as some new reaction to this big hire coming up in just a little while at 6 o'clock.